The Apprenticeship Levy forms part of the government's initiative to recruit 3 million new apprentices by 2020. The new levy applies to businesses with an annual pay bill in excess of £3 million, but all companies could potentially benefit by withdrawing funds to pay for their apprentices' training courses. John Gibson went to the London taxi company to see how the new levy will affect them and to meet some of their apprentices.
Abby and Ellie are second-year apprentices at the company which makes London's iconic black cab.
This is called the engine dress, so we get a blank engine basically, and then we'll mount it onto here, and then I'll add all these pipes and hoses. I've always wanted to do an apprenticeship anyway, so to be able to come out with a qualification and a guaranteed job as well at the end of it, because they're going to take you on because they've spent all this money on you, so it is good, and it's nice to know that I've already started my career.
For businesses like the London taxi company, investing in training makes good financial sense.
To get a raw recruit, it makes it much easier than to have somebody who's been developed somewhere else. We have our own working techniques here at London Taxi Company, and we try to encourage the people to follow our working processes. With the older people, it's more difficult because they've been trained elsewhere. With the young people and the apprentices we're developing now, we find it more stimulating for them and more appropriate for us to train them the way we need the people training.
From April this year, every business with an annual wage bill of more than £3 million will have to pay the government's Apprenticeship Levy, a flat rate of 0.5% on salaries. Businesses which already invest in training will be able to offset the cost, so it's effectively a tax on those that don't, or what you might call an incentive to invest in training. The workforce is the lifeblood of any successful business, and changes in the government apprenticeship scheme could bring real opportunities for companies like the London taxi company.
Is actually encouraging us to take on more higher level apprentices and taking those people through to engineering degrees and also level 4, 5 and 6 qualifications, which is something that the company hasn't started with for a long time. The new product that we've got coming on stream and the new manufacturing facility that we have will need those high level of engineers and high level electrics and electronics and engineers that can sustain the vehicle and encourage us to improve the quality of the motor vehicle that we're producing.
That's the incentive for apprentices like Amrit. He gave up doing his A-levels to work for the London taxi company, but he still wants to get qualified.
I'm getting my MVQ level 3 once I've done each year, so I've just passed my level 1. Then this year I'm going to start my business improvement technique. Then from there, next year I'm going to do the level 3 one. Then after that, if I want to, they can send me to university to study like engineering or whatever I feel related to the business.
But it's not just apprenticeship funding that's changing. The government's introducing an apprentice standard to replace the existing framework, giving employers more of a say over training and the means of assessment.
It starts off with a group of employers putting together a 2-page overview, very much like a job description of what they'd expect an individual to be able to do competently at the end of a programme. When that's then approved by the government and they say yes, we think that's a requirement in industry, then further work gets underway where a standard is developed. You'll have an apprenticeship standard for a specific occupation, and that standard will also contain an assessment plan, and that endpoint assessment will be designed to check both the knowledge and ability of an individual.
This company, like the rest of the motor industry, is changing fast. It's investing in new premises, but continues investing in its people. The government hopes the Apprenticeship Levy will encourage more businesses to follow suit.